Hello there, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of May 29th through June the 4th. What you guys have coming up on Monday, Sagittarius, is the Four of Coins in reverse. Four of Coins in reverse is telling me a couple of things. This is actually manifesting in different ways for different ones of you. For some of you, this is going to have to do with finances, and for others of you, this is going to have to do with emotions. I think 30 to 40% of you were looking at emotions. The rest of you, this is a financial thing that we're seeing. So the majority of you are going to be pulling money out of savings to pay for something. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be an unexpected expense that you're pulling money out of savings to cover. But for some of you, it'll be exactly what you put the money into savings for. Now, the other way that this is coming in for the 30 to 40% of you, this is emotions. Yeah, that's about right. So this is coming in as emotional, and so this is just telling me that you're making yourself vulnerable emotionally. So you're telling somebody something about your feelings, or you're showing them something about your feelings, and you're not quite sure what their reaction is going to be, but you're sharing more of yourself than what you've shared with them before. So becoming emotionally vulnerable is the way this is coming in for a lot of you. In fact, I think the 30 to 40% was more for finances, so this is going to be 60 to 70% that is more actually an emotional situation that's coming up on Monday. All right, so let's look at Tuesday. Tuesday, what you guys have is the Six of Cups showing up, and the Six of Cups is telling me that you are having some memories from the past that are good memories. You're reminiscing and thinking back about good times. Many times, whenever we're having those types of memories, not always, but many times, we have those types of memories because somebody from the past pops up into our lives. Maybe we get an email or we meet them in person or whatever. So I do see definitely having some good memories about the past. And for most of you, that's going to be triggered by somebody who comes along from that part of your life that is sharing those good memories with you. Looking at Wednesday, Sagittarius, what we have here is the Three of Coins in reverse. And the Three of Coins in reverse on Wednesday just tells me that you were planning on collaborating with somebody else, getting together with somebody else and working together on something or doing something together. Maybe even that was fun, doesn't have to be work. But anyway, something has happened, and so I feel like that other person, or maybe if it was a group of people, there may be other people who haven't shown up, and so you're really the one that is left with the responsibilities of carrying out whatever it was that you guys were planning on doing together or as a group. Or if you're not left with that responsibility, it may have to be rescheduled. That could happen as well. Okay, so let's look at Thursday. Here we do have the Nine of Clubs in reverse. Nine of Clubs in reverse just tells me that you have some kind of project that you're trying to wrap up and put away. This is like, you know, how you take down the Christmas tree every year if you celebrate Christmas, and you wrap up all the ornaments and the lights and the tree and you put it all away, especially if you have an artificial tree. I guess if you don't have an artificial tree, you don't put it away. But you still are putting away your lights and your ornaments and stuff. And so you know that you're going to be getting that out again next year. This is a project that's similar to that. It's a project that you've been working on, and now it's done, it's complete, it's over with, and it's time to put that project away. But you're not putting it away to where it'll never be found again, because there are components of this project that will be used again in the future. But you are trying to tie up loose ends and just get everything all organized and basically put up in a way so that you can find it when you need it, but out of your way for now. Okay, so that's what I see you doing on Thursday, and Friday. What we have showing up is the Death card. I like to call it the transformation card, and the imagery is really just terribly scary. The meaning of the card is not that scary. I don't know why people make the Death card so scary. So anyway, death really is just all about transition. We're transitioning from one life form to another. We're no longer occupying a body. Now we are strictly spirit. And so there are a lot of advantages to being strictly spirit. Things manifest much quicker. But at the same time, it's a major honor and privilege to be in a body because we can actually manipulate things in a physical, tangible way and experience things in a physical, tangible way. So both ways have their pros and their cons, both ways of being, okay? And so when we see the death card, it really is just talking about that transition from being in a body to being in spirit. And in much the same way, when we see the death card come up in a reading, it's not talking about somebody kicking the bucket normally. I mean, on the rare occasions, yes, it would be literally talking about that. But normally that's not what we're talking about. And that's not what we're talking about today. What we are talking about is making a major transition. Something is changing. Just as it's a major transition to be operating a body and then not operating a body to be just purely spirit, we're making a transition of some kind in our lives. Usually when I see this card, I know that this is a transition that it has something to do with our inner values, our core values that we've held from when we were really little. We're starting to change some of those values. We're starting to realize that, maybe we learned those when we were too young to know better, and maybe those values aren't really as solid and as reliable as we thought they were. So now it's time to change some of those belief systems and update them and make them into something that's more productive and that works better for us. Those types of changes are major. They can seem really subtle because it's really a change in your own perception, a change in your own way of being or operating as you interact with the world. And so at first glance, it doesn't seem like such a big deal. The thing is, when we make a change like this, it changes our energy in regards to everything that touches this change. And so it ends up being bringing in some kind of major changes into our lives one step at a time. So when we see the death card, we know we're making a major transition, and that this transition, when the death card comes in right side up, is one that is working for us. It's one that's going to make us ultimately happier, more productive, more fulfilled, those types of things. So it's a good change that's coming in. And even when it's in reverse, it's still a good change that's coming in. When it's in reverse, it just means we're resisting that change. With it being right side up, Sagittarius, I see you embracing that change and moving forward in a very positive direction. So to me, this card, the transition that you're making is not that scary at all. There may be some fear associated with the unknown because you're not exactly sure where these changes are going to lead you. I can see that, definitely. But ultimately, this is talking about some really great changes that have very positive effects on your life. So it really, honestly, the death card really should be called the transition card, and it's a good card. And you guys got it. Good for you. I'm happy for you, honestly. Okay, so let's look at Saturday, and let's look at Sunday still. Saturday, we do have the 9 of coins showing up. This tells me that on Saturday, as an individual, you are going to be feeling pretty good about where you are resources-wise, financially. Maybe you've just manifested something that you've been wanting to manifest for a while. But you're going to be feeling self-sufficient, and you're going to be feeling like you have a pretty decent life, a good life. Okay, so that's always a cool card to see come in. And then on Sunday, 5 of Cups shows up. 5 of Cups is a different energy completely than that 9 of Coins. 5 of Cups is talking about something disappointed you. And not only did something disappointed you, it's a very active card. The 5 of Cups is not a passive card at all. It's not just that you were disappointed. It's that you were disappointed and now you're making some changes. So whatever it was that was disappointing to you, now you're thinking things through about, okay, how can I make sure that this is not such a disappointment in the future? And so you're adjusting things. You're doing things differently. Maybe you're not even focusing on that thing that disappointed you so much, but you're deciding to spend more energy and effort on something else that you're hoping will work out better. So it's a very active card. It's a card about making adjustments and making things better, because basically with the 5 of Cups, you've kind of learned your lesson, so to speak. Like, you've seen how something has disappointed you, and so now you're adjusting to where you have better results either with this thing, so you're adjusting something about how you're working with this thing, or you have better results doing something that's completely different, but you're putting more focus on that new thing, or maybe that different thing, I should say. It doesn't have to be new. Okay? So anyway, Sagittarius, that is your week. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by, for hanging out, for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I do appreciate all of your support. I hope to see some of you here this week for Reiki sessions, some of you here this week for readings, and the rest of you I will see back on the next video. And by the way, don't forget to check out my new online store, secretsoftheuniverse.shop. Peace out.